Hello enthusiasts, today I am offering you a review of a watch that is highly coveted but not easily found. It is the Seiko SNKK52, also known as the Seiko. The Seiko SNKK52 automatic watch is a Japanese watch, rare and highly sought after. If its nickname Seiko rhymes with the Patek Philippe Aquanaut model, the shape of the case of this Seiko 5 is closer to that of the famous Nautilus, designed by Gerald Genta, a model that obviously needs no introduction. Usually the Seiko 5 collections offer entry-level watches that are not too expensive. But this Seiko SNKK 52 does not play in that category. Since its production was halted, its price has continuously increased and has now skyrocketed. It quickly became a preferred reference for collectors due to its atypical shape and its resemblance to the Patek Nautilus. Like Swiss watches, Rolex, this means that the price of this Seikonaut is now higher on the second-hand market than its original retail price. It is a watch that is elegant, distinguished, and has many features to charm. First of all, it is available in several color variations. Today, I am offering you a review of the full gold model. It is a watch entirely made of steel with a gold plating that is sure to catch the eye. This is why this automatic Seiko is not necessarily a watch to wear every day. It's quite difficult to wear a full gold watch for going to play sports, for example. Or, for relaxing moments, it might not be suitable. Moreover, some people will find this all-gold model flashy, while others will appreciate it. The technical specifications of this Seiko SNKK, Seiko. It's a watch that has been produced, I would say, for about 10 years, maybe a bit more now. But its production was stopped quite quickly. I couldn't tell you why. The fact is that, as a result, there are very few models available, even on the second-hand market. It's primarily a men's watch, but its shape will suit a woman perfectly. Inside, Seiko fits a S726 movement with 21 joules, oscillating at 21,600 beats per hour. The announced power reserve is 40 hours, which is decent. The water resistance is a bit disappointing at just 30 meters. It has a fixed bezel, a crown, and a flat mineral glass for protection. The dimensions: 40 mm in diameter, 11 mm thick. The bracelet is also made of steel with a gold plating. A very beautiful bracelet. By the way, the lug width is special, making it difficult to easily change. 2 bracelets. Finally, in terms of complications, there are 2, the date and the day. And the reference number of this model I'm presenting to you today is SNKK. First of all, the watch case, Seiko Seikonaut, is made of gold-plated steel and measures 40 mm in diameter with a thickness of just 11 mm. The dimensions are therefore perfect for a man and suitable for the majority of women. In theory, Seiko does not draw inspiration from other brands, but it is true that the shape of the case, neither round nor hexagonal, is reminiscent of the famous Nautilus by Patek. Next, there is a fixed bezel with a round shape that frames the dial. Like the case and the bracelet, this bezel is gold-plated and completes the watch's aesthetics. The overall design is very neat and very harmonious. To continue, there is a small crown that allows you to set the time, date and day on the Seiko SNKK52. It is neither signed nor screwed down, and its grip is not easy at all. It's a bit of a shame actually, but well, it's probably the price to pay for the whole ensemble to be harmonious and not end up with a crown wart. So the crown is not easily usable. But on the other hand, it is very discreet. Finally, we find, to conclude, this case, a transparent case back that reveals the movement. So it's a clever choice by Seiko, because this movement is prettier and more original than the traditional ones. Now for 36, which is found in almost all Seiko 5s, Direct cause of this transparent case back, the water resistance is barely 30 meters. It's impossible to swim with this Seikonaut. So, the dial of the Seikonaut is gold-colored, but it has two distinctive zones on the perimeter. We find a first zone, and then in the center we find a second zone. The consequence of this is that the light will be attracted no matter the angle from which the watch is viewed. And we will see just incredible plays of light. See, even on camera, isn't it easy to capture? We can see that there are plays of light that are really very nice, very, very nice. We find small markers all around the perimeter, small black markers indicating the minutes. The Seiko 5 logo at 12 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, we can read the inscription, automatic, 21 joules. Next, the hands are in a baton shape, quite traditional and coated with luminescent material. As always with Seiko, the loom is of excellent quality and lasts relatively long. The second hand, on the other hand, is thin and longer than the other hands, and it does not contain water, with luminescent material. For your information, all the hands are gold-colored. We are really looking at full gold, even the hands. The date and day complications are placed at 3 o'clock on the dial. It does not hinder readability, and the integration is perfectly executed. It blends very, very well within the dial. It's quite harmonious. Finally, a flat mineral glass without anti-reflective treatment protects the dial. The entire dial is very homogeneous. Seiko also offers several color and shade variations depending on your personal taste. But in this full gold version, the dial really captures the light very, very well. To conclude with the glass, which has no anti-reflective treatment, it is a glass that scratches quite easily. And by the way, I made a small scratch. Well, it's not very bothersome. I don't know if you can see it. There it is compared to the dial. Seiko is one of those rare brands that still uses their own movement. Manufacture here with this Seiko model SNKK52, Seiko sticks to the rule and uses a movement. 7S26, whose frequency is 600 bph. It features a configuration of 21 joules. This is a movement that was designed in 1996 and has been used in many references by the Japanese brand. Around 2011 it was replaced by a more economical movement, the famous 4R36, but it's a movement that is less attractive and, from what I have observed, less reliable and precise than the 7S26. The complications, day and date, are also included. Here, they are located at 3 o'clock. The power reserve of this movement is about 40 hours, which is reasonable. However, the movement tends to wear out a bit over the years, and you might lose a few hours of autonomy if you don't perform maintenance. Regarding the accuracy of the SNKK52, the deviation observed on my model is about 14 seconds per day, knowing that it is a watch, which is still quite old now, so it's rather acceptable because we must not forget, keep in mind that it was a model that cost between 100 and 130 euros when it was released. Regarding the wearing comfort and the bracelet, to be consistent with the case and the dial, Seiko offers a gold bracelet equipped with a deployant clasp. Simple. It should be noted that the deployant clasp is branded Seiko. Honestly, I might have expected a lower quality bracelet, and I was pleasantly surprised. Because this bracelet, in addition to being ultra comfortable, sits very, very well on the wrist. It is very beautiful, and the clasp is of excellent quality, which is not always the case with Seiko 5. Shock and scratch resistant, the links are flexible yet do not stretch. For me, it's a watch I've had for several years, and there's no stretch on it, so it's quite a good bracelet. The gilding is applied by covering. It's a steel bracelet with gilding. It seems durable, and so far I have no chips on it. Even after several years of wearing, the watch is like new and the bracelet is still as pleasant to wear. The only small downside with this Seikonaut is that it's not possible to replace the bracelet because the lug width is a special type of integrated bracelet to the case. As a result, it's going to be quite complicated to change the bracelet for another one. Maybe with a custom-made option it can be done, but in any case it's not easy to change the bracelet. On a model like this, gold like this anyway, it's quite complicated. To find a bracelet that perfectly harmonizes with the dial and the two realms. Regarding the packaging, upon its release, the SNKK52 was delivered in a blue box like this one. This is the original box in which you find all the documents, papers, warranty, manual, etc. The watch comes delivered on a padded cushion. Seiko, so the whole package is of rather good quality. In relation to the initial sale price, since it was a watch that could be found for just over $100 euros. Today it's a different story, because to acquire a Seikonaut you will have to spend at least 300 euros. And it can go up to 500 euros on well-known grey market sites, whether it's eBay, C24, etc. It's especially in the last 3 years that the price has climbed. And there's a reason for that. Quite simply because this Seikonaut is highly sought after by Seiko modders who use it to create unique watches. Modders are in high demand for it. And there are also enthusiasts and collectors who are looking for it, because it's a watch that sits beautifully on the wrist, with an exceptional appearance. And as a result, with the watch being highly sought after and not many pieces available, the prices skyrocket. That's what can be said. What I can add is that it's not necessarily essential to have the papers for a Seiko 5, obviously. The automatic Seiko SNKK52 is among the watches, whether you love it or hate it. In any case, the Seiko model, noted as gold, is among the collectors of the Japanese brand. Manufactured for only a few years, its rarity makes this model sought after and coveted. On the wrist, the watch is incredible to wear. The bracelet and the case sit beautifully on the wrist. One might think it's ridiculous to spend so much money on a watch from the Seiko 5 collection. But on the wrist, this Seikonaut really has something different. I'm not a fan of watches. Seiko, it's true that it's not really a brand I love. As much as I really appreciate Grand Seiko, I'm not too much of a fan. But here, I must admit that I was quite quickly charmed by this SNKK52. For several reasons: the design, the thickness, the comfort, the full gold, etc. Regarding the prices, I told you that the prices have increased significantly. At its release, approximately 530 euros. Today, more than 300 and up to 500 euros. It should also be taken into account that even today's Seiko 5 collections have increased. Today, it's quite difficult to get inexpensive Seiko 5s. So, that also explains this upward trend in the price of this Seikonaut. This watch is not just another sub-like, which is why I also like it. Its shape is very distinctive, combined with the golden color. It somewhat reminds me of the Troll watch, which caricatures and ridicules luxury watches that would be worth tens of thousands of euros. I think, for example, of Jacob. I think of certain Hublot watches. For me, watches that make quite incredible taste mistakes when they mix jewelry, gilding, etc. And as a result, it's typically the kind of world that trolls those references. Obviously, this Seiko cannot be compared with more prestigious models, far be it from me to compare it with a Patek Nautilus, but you have to admit that on the wrist it doesn't go unnoticed, and for 300–400 euros it is truly incredible. Finally, to conclude, there are other variations of this watch with a bracelet, steel case, steel, white, black, blue dial. As a result, the critics of full gold can choose a Seiko SNKK colors and a choice of materials that speak to them the most. There you go. Tell me what you thought of this little Seiko 5 Seikonaut. Feel free to leave a comment. If you have this watch, how do you find it? Otherwise, if you're looking for one, feel free to contact me as well. In any case, I invite you to visit our website www.moonwatch.fr. I also invite you to like the video with a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 1,000 subscribers, so feel free to support us. It helps us, it motivates us, and it allows us to offer you more videos. We are also present on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Moulou, Hachef, Yatou, Kole, and you'll find us there. With that, I wish you a good day. To the enthusiasts, goodbye.